There is no sound in the world yet, no birds, no wind, just black. And then, somewhere behind your ribs, something clicks on. Your eyes open in the dark, hours before sunrise, for no reason you could explain out loud. No noise woke you, no light touched your face. Something inside your own body just decided it was time. You have no phone, no clock, no idea what hour this is. And yet you are more awake right now than most people will be after their third alarm goes off tomorrow morning. So how did ancient humans actually know when to wake up? Did they really just wake up with the sun, the way everyone assumes? Were they sleeping straight through the night the way we do? Or something stranger? And if their bodies were the only alarm clock they had, how accurate could that possibly be? The answer is genuinely dividing sleep scientists right now, and it's not what most people repeat online. Here's where almost every article on this topic gets it half right and half wrong. Sleep researcher Melinda Jackson from RMIT University in Australia explains that human waking is governed by two overlapping biological systems working at once. Homeostasis, which builds sleep pressure the longer you're awake, and the circadian rhythm, your internal 24-hour clock, run by a cluster of cells in the hypothalamus called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. In a world before alarms, Jackson says, it's likely people woke up cued by the accumulated hours of sleep their body had already logged, paired with the rays of the rising sun hitting their eyes. That part everyone agrees on, light and internal timing working together. But here's where it gets interesting. Because the deeper researchers dig, the more it turns out ancient sleep was not the calm, sun-obedient routine we picture in our heads. So how did ancient humans actually know when to wake up? Did they really just wake up with the sun, the way everyone assumes? Were they sleeping straight through the night the way we do? Or something stranger? And if their bodies were the only alarm clock they had, how accurate could that possibly be? The answer is genuinely dividing sleep scientists right now, and it's not what most people repeat online. His findings broke the assumption almost everyone makes. These groups didn't go to bed at sunset. They stayed awake for hours after dark, same as most people do today. And they didn't sleep in two neat segments either. Their sleep was largely consolidated in one continuous stretch, averaging under 7 hours a night. In some seasons, closer to 5.5. If ancient humans really were sleeping in two disciplined shifts, cued perfectly by darkness, these are the closest living populations we have to that lifestyle. And their bodies simply don't do it. So which is true? Segmented sleep, cued by nightfall? Or one continuous block, staying up well past dark, the same as us? Here's what most people assume, that this is settled, that scientists know exactly how ancient sleep worked. That assumption is wrong. This is a live, unresolved argument between historians and sleep scientists, playing out in real journals right now. And in the middle of that argument is the piece almost nobody talks about, the actual moment of waking itself. Here's the twist. It's not really about the sun at all. Everyone assumes ancient humans woke up because light hit their eyes and told their brain it was morning. That's part of it. But researchers have found the real trigger is something far stranger, your body temperature. In the hours before dawn, human core body temperature drops to its lowest point of the entire day. Then, right around sunrise, it begins climbing again. That temperature rise, not the light itself, is one of the strongest biological signals telling the brain it's time to surface from sleep. Which means ancient humans weren't simply reacting to brightness outside the cave or the hut. Their internal thermostat was quietly counting down all night long, and waking was the alarm going off from the inside. This is why some hunter-gatherers in Siegel's study still woke consistently before sunrise in complete darkness, with no visible light cue at all. Their bodies had already started the wake-up sequence before the sun ever showed up to take credit for it. The sun didn't wake ancient humans up. It just happened to arrive right on cue, confirming what their internal clock had already decided. So here's what that means for you. Lying in a dark room tonight with a phone alarm set for 6:45. Somewhere underneath the notification you're about to silence, your body is still running the exact same countdown a hunter-gatherer's body ran 100,000 years ago. Sleep pressure building, temperature dropping, an internal clock ticking toward a wake-up call that was never supposed to need a battery. We didn't invent the alarm clock because our bodies were unreliable. We invented it because we stopped trusting them. Because factory shifts and office hours don't wait for a temperature curve to finish rising on its own schedule. Ancient humans weren't better at waking up than you are. They just had fewer things arguing with the system that already lived inside them. The sun still rises the same way it did the last time no one owned a clock. Your body still remembers what to do with that. It's just been a long time since anyone let it. You have been waking up on your own, without help, for longer than you've been alive. You just haven't given it the chance to prove it lately.